Hello, Sagittarians, and welcome to your love reading for the month of July 2026. If this message has found you, trust that there may be something here for you. This is general love reading for Sagittarius, so take what resonates to your situation and simply leave the rest. For this reading, I'll be using Celtic Cross spread to explore the current energies surrounding your love life. I will take a look at the heart of the situation, the challenges you're facing, and all the other scenarios around it. Remember, tarot offer guidance based on your energies present at this moment. Your free will and the choice made by everyone involved can always influence the outcome. So, Sagittarius, let's connect with your energies and see what the cards have to reveal for you for the month of July 2026. We have a jumper as judgment. So, the central issue is Five of Wands, obstacle is Ten of Cups, known influence is Magician, past is Seven of Pentacles. First known influence is Empress. And the near future is Four of Cups. How do you view yourself as Page of Wands? And your surroundings is Two of Swords. What are your hopes and fears? It's Eight of Swords. What is your person's action towards you is Four of Pentacles. And the outcome is Queen of Cups. Let me pull up the clarifier for all of these. And the clarifier one of the jumpers that we saw here. This is the opening theme that we have. Whenever I receive a jumper, I treat it as the spirit headlines for the entire reading. The judgment is not a card of punishment, it is the card of awakening. What can no longer be ignored? It represents the truth coming to the surface, accountability, karmic lessons, second chances, forgiveness, closure, and a major life decision. For some of you, this could be someone realizing your value after a period of silence. For others, this could be finally recognizing what this relationship has been teaching you. This is also a card of divine timing. It often appears when the universe is saying the wait period is ending. Now comes the decision. What's fascinating is that the judgment does not appear once, it appears again in the person's action. That tells me that this isn't just your awakening, it's there as well. So both are you few are being called to face the truth of the connection here. Moving to the first position. At the center of the reading, the Five of Wands, which tells me that this connection has been surrounded by conflict, tension, misunderstandings, or competing perspectives. This isn't always about constant arguments. Sometimes the Five of Wands represent two people who genuinely care about each other, but struggling to align their priorities, communication style, or expectation. It can also represent internal conflicts here, wanting something deeply while simultaneously fearing it. What is interesting is that this conflict does not appear destructive. Instead, it seems to be pushing or pulling both the individual towards growth. The Two of Wands here suggests that someone is beginning to think seriously about the future. They are standing at a crossroad, asking themselves, where do I go from here? And what kind of future do I truly want? The card shows planning rather than impulsiveness. This indicates that decisions are being considered carefully. Then we have Chariot, one of the strongest cards for movement and determination. The Chariot tells me that there's a period of conflict isn't meant for last forever. In fact, there has maybe it has been everything that forces people to stop avoiding important conversation or start taking control of the situation. Chariot is about choosing a direction and moving towards with it confidence rather than remaining stuck in uncertainty. Taken together, this card tells a story that conflict you have been experienced isn't a destination, it is just a catalyst. It's forcing growth, encourage clarity, pushing forward, making an important decision. So, Spirit is showing that although the correction may have been feeling currently chaotic, there is momentum beneath the surface. The obstacle and challenges. The challenge is how to transform the love into a lasting emotional stability here. It represents the emotional fulfillment, family harmony, shared dreams, and desire to build a happy life together. However, Because this card appears in the obstacle position, it suggests that reaching this vision hasn't been easy. There may have been different expectation about the commitment, family, marriage timing, or the future itself. The Ten of Pentacles strengthens this message. This is the card of legacy, long term commitment, stability, and building something that lasts for years rather than months. Together, the Ten of Pentacles strengthens this message. This is the card of legacy, long-term commitment, stability, building something that lasts for years rather than months. Together, these two tens suggest that this connection carries the potential of permanence, but potential alone isn't enough. Both people must be willing to invest consistently. That's why we do see Seven of Pentacles. It talks about patience, waiting, reassessing, wondering whether all the effort invested will eventually bear fruits. So, some of you will feel that you have waited long enough, others may feel the relationship has progressed much slower than expected. There may be a moment where one or both individuals questioning continuing to invest emotionally, whether is it worth it. The spirit is saying that the obstacle isn't about the feelings or lack of it. It's about the timing, patience, practical circumstances, and willingness to continue building something meaningful. Instead of expecting immediate results, that dream do exist, but the road towards the dream requires maturity, consistency, and perseverance here. And the hidden influence, the magician, beneath everything that has happened on the surface, the spirit reveals the magician. There is far more going on behind the scene than what is being spoken. The magician is someone who has the tools, the ability, and desire to create changes. However, this energy isn't being expressed openly just yet. Instead, it is operating quietly, and the page of sword here suggests observation, watching, thinking, gathering information, or trying to understand the situation before making the move. This isn't necessarily spying in every case. This can simply mean paying attention, reflecting on previous conversations, replaying event in the mind, or wanting to know where things stand without directly asking. This deepens the energy rather than acting impulsively. Someone has been withdrawing to seek answers within themselves. They may have been questioning their own actions, trying to understand what this relationship truly means, or searching for clarity before reaching out. The hermit often appears when the silence hides intense internal activity. So today together we see this card suggest although you may have not seen much happiness externally, someone is mentally and emotionally processing this connection. There is preparation before action. Spirit is asking you not to mistake silence for indifference because there is significant reflection taking place beneath the surface. And in the past, the foundation of this relationship was built on investment. Seven of Pentacles here tells us this wasn't a connection that developed overnight. Time, energy, patience, and emotional effort have been already poured into it. The Queen of Pentacles suggests that someone genuinely desires stability, consistency, and secured future. This is very nurturing energy and wanting to build something real instead of something that fizzles out. So there may have been discussions about commitment, future plans, or creating stable life together. If not immediately marrying, that was the path that was taken. The Two of Pentacles reversed. It's eventually the balancing act became too difficult. It's not being able to juggle emotions, responsibility, and uncertainty, or repeated delays. A point was kind of reached where choices had to be made. Remaining stay stuck in the same cycle was becoming emotionally exhausting. This explains why the current energy, the central energy, remains in the cycle of becoming an emotional exhaustion. The current conflict does not appear suddenly. It developed after a long period of waiting, compromising. We see the obstacle was also the same as the one that we see as the Seven of Pentacles. So just waiting, pondering what will happen. All of these things had created a lot of hurdles. Trying to make things work. The spirit shows that the present situation has a deep rooted past also. Okay, the known influence is the Empress. The strongest energy surrounding this card. It's the relationship still carries love, compassion, and desire for growth. The Empress represents abundance, nurturing, emotional security, and wanting the connection to flourish naturally. However, the clarifiers reveals why that growth has been difficult. And the Seven of Wands suggests that someone feels the need to protect themselves. They're standing their ground, defending their beliefs, or refusing to compromise on certain boundaries. While boundaries are healthy, they can also create emotional distance if neither person is willing to soften their stance. It represents the indecision, emotional stalemate situation. Someone kind of knows an important decision needs to be made, but isn't ready to make it yet. There is hesitation, uncertainty, and perhaps fear of choosing the wrong path. Together, these cards create a very human picture. The love is still present, but so are the sense of pride, fear, boundaries, and unanswered question. But for many people, both people may want the relationship to grow, yet neither wants to be the first one to become vulnerable here. But Spirit is asking whether protecting yourself has become more important than finding resolution. In the near future, we have Four of Cups. The energy begins suggests that this card is more to do with emotional withdrawal, contemplation, or someone appearing disconnected. There may be a period where one person seems quietly reflecting or uncertain about how to proceed. Instead of rushing into the conversation or decision, you may need time to process everything that has happened. However, it's not the end of the story. The Three of Cups immediately changes the atmosphere. It brings opportunity for reconnection, communication, joy, movement, reconciliation for some of you, or simply a chance to clear the air. It indicates that isolation does not last forever. There is movement back towards emotional interaction. The Spirit gives us the Star, one of the most beautiful healing cards in the deck. Whatever the hurdles there has been, and the lot of wait time, uncertainty. So the star here talks about restoring hope, faith, emotional balance, and trusting the future. This connection has experienced disappointment, distance, or emotional exhaustion. The star suggests that healing is possible. And how you view yourself is the Page of Wands. The way you see yourself right now is someone who has already moved, ready to move forward. Even if you don't have all the answers yet, it just talks about the curiosity, hopefulness, and willing to embrace a new chapter. Despite everything that you have experienced, there is still part of you that believes life has more to offer. And the world here tells me that you have completed an important karmic cycle. You have learned lessons about yourself, relationship, boundaries, what you truly deserve. Whether this relationship continues or not, you're not the same person you were when this journey began. This is the sense of personal evolution. The devil is being reversed is one of the strongest cards for breaking free. You're beginning to release unhealthy attachments, fear, self doubt, limiting beliefs, or emotional patterns that have kept you stuck. You have been holding on to fear of losing someone. This card says that you're learning to choose yourself. If there has been toxicity of control, obsession, or codependency, the spirit shows that you're gradually freeing yourself from all those chains. The overall, your energy is becoming lighter, wiser, more focused on your growth rather than fear. And in your environment, the Two of Swords here, we saw that, in the known influence also. So the environment around this connection, one of the temporary indecision, there may be conversation that has not happened yet, emotions that have not been expressed. Somebody's still sitting on the fence because not wanting to make a wrong decision. However, the clarifiers here talks about healing from this past disappointment, stopping to or beginning to stop focus on what went wrong or becoming more open to seeing what is possible. There is willingness to leave the regret behind. The Five of Swords reverse talks about the conflict slowly reducing, ego, arguments, or competitiveness. This internal struggle kind of begins to settle down. Rather than starting another fight against each other, it is about finding an opportunity to find a common ground. Although the final decision has not been made yet, the energy is moving towards from conflict towards peace. This creates a much healthier space for communication and resolution. And the hopes and fears is Eight of Swords. This reflects your inner world. The Eight of Swords suggests that you have been overthinking this connection. Have been feeling trapped by situation, uncertainty about what to do next, or worried what no matter what decision you make, something could go wrong. And the Seven of Cups confirms that there has been confusion, there may have been mixed signals, unanswered questions, unrealistic expectations, or simply too many possibilities running through your mind. Instead of bringing clarity, every possibility creates another question. The Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is actually encouraging. Deep down, your soul wants to let go of fear. You want to stop controlling every outcome, releasing emotional packages, and trusting whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. At the same time, this will also be your fear. Letting go is difficult because it requires vulnerability. The spirit advises you to move from fear based thinking towards trust. The answer you're looking for won't come through overanalyzing. They will come through clarity and emotional honesty. And the 10th position and their action towards you. The Four of Pentacles here, whatever you are afraid of earlier, it kind of talks about this appears to be somebody who is emotionally reserved, cautious, or protect. They may not be expressing their feeling immediately, and they could be holding back out of fear, pride, or uncertainty. The clarifier, the lovers, talks about this is not a simple card of romance, it's a card of choices. It's ask someone to whether what truly matters. This tells me your person is approaching an important decision regarding this connection. The judgment appears again. Remember, this was also your jumper before the spread even began. The major arcana, the spirit repeating, spirit is placing enormous emphasis on this message. The judgment represents awakening, as we saw earlier, accountability, second chances, karmic lessons, making final decision after a deep reflection. This tells me your person is being called to stop avoiding the truth. They may have been holding back for a long time, but remaining in the emotional limbo becomes increasingly difficult. Whether they reach out or initiate contact or an honest conversation or make a firm decision about the relationship, the cards indicate that they are moving towards accountability rather than avoidance here. And the outcome is the Queen of Cups, one of the most mature cards in the deck. This isn't an outcome driven by ego or conflict. It's based on the compassion, emotional intelligence, and understanding. Regardless of what happened externally, there is emotional growth. The Three of Wands suggests that expansion and looking forward towards the future. The progress being begins to the progress begins to replace stagnation. New opportunity, new conversation, or new direction becomes available because lessons have been learned. The Nine of Wands reverse shows that someone is kind of ready to lower their defense. After carrying emotional burden for so long, there is less need to remain emotionally guarded. Wall begins to come down, making space for honesty, healing, and authentic emotional expression. Taken together, this outcome suggests that the connection moves towards great emotional clarity and maturity. Whether that results in reconciliation or simply peaceful closure depends on both choices individual makes. And the conflict towards understanding and the openness about the emotional balance here. Now let me pull up angel guidance. Be inspired. Go outside your comfort zone, and Spirit's final message for you, Sagittarius, is to stop letting fear or familiarity limit your journey. Step beyond your comfort zone. Be inspired. Embrace the experience that make you feel truly alive because that's where new opportunity begins to unfold. At the same time, remain open to receiving love here. Be it love, blessings, and abundance, there is already that are already trying to find their way to you. You don't have to earn your worth, you simply have to believe you deserve it. And even if the path ahead represents delays or obstacle, do not lose faith. Have the courage to keep moving forward because when you choose with an open heart and trust the process, destiny has a way of supporting those who are brave enough to take the next step. Sagittarius, that brings us to the end of your July 2026 love reading. If this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SHELO Mystics so you don't miss the future reading. If you would like a personal reading, based on your unique situation, you can reach out to me on the email address mentioned below. Thank you, Sagittarius, for being part of this session. Remember the tarot offer guidance and take what resonates. Trust your intuition as you move forward. Truly appreciate your support by liking this video, sharing it with someone who may need this message, and subscribe to SHELO Mystics for wishing you peace, clarity, and courage to follow the path that is meant for you. Until we meet again, take care and have a beautiful month ahead.